Well, greetings, hello, and welcome to our third live stream. Over here, live on YouTube. What a fun fact, eh? Hello, good to have you with us. We have made tremendous progress. Like, quite literally tremendous progress here. And only about 4 hours of gameplay. That's cool. Daniel, welcome in. We have, like, a nice looking start to the city. And it's so weird, too, because it took me, like, up until now. And I kind of thought this would happen, but I like our highway. Initially, I wasn't a big fan of it, but this doesn't really feel like a proper highway. This is kind of like a glorified exit that gets you, like, kind of into the city. But I've already seen a few comments about the Porter Washington Parkway highway, you know, comeback story. So I think we need a full-fledged, super-duper, big old bridge, but like a really nice big round ring road highway system for our city. We're a little bit underserved, especially as the city is going to be growing, you know? But that is absolutely way down the road. First things first, let's get some more milestones. Let's get some money. Steven, hello. I like mega highways. I think City Skylines 2, one of the things they do astronomically well is the road building, and as an extension of that, the highways. Like, this was really fun to build, and I believe it's functional. Oh, and I had some really cool insight come in from the comments section. So apparently this is not OSHA approved, or like in the sense that it's a little bit dangerous because we have like runaway zones here. So we're gonna make our infrastructure feel a little bit more real, and also just kind of like a special thanks for people that are dropping some knowledge bombs, you know, in the old comments section there. So we need kind of like a switchback, so that if you're like pushing a stroller or something, it's not like 10 miles of like uncontrolled ramp, you know? Friday stream, I'm looking forward to these now. All right, what do we got here, eh? Well, welcome in. Mark, hope you're well, dude. All right, so Control A for our anarchy. The game has a sense of humor. It has already attached the road to the highway, which is like not what we want. So I think just like a little bit of, oh golly. It needs to go across at the correct height. Oh, brother. Okay, so let's try our little switchback thought here. I think this game in the vanilla version just needs stairs, because this is going to be a little bit ridiculous. But, you know, I think it'll add to the realism, right? The thumbnail, also placeholder, but what I think we're going to have is that as kind of like the generic thumbnail for the streams. And then when the stream itself is over, we're going to upload like a special, you know, like in air quotes, a video thumbnails. You can kind of like have a bit more info as to like what we were doing and all that. But just a few minutes late to our start. I'm going to try to be better with our start time. But I was just feeling a little bit inspired looking at our like blah, you know, laissez-faire one from before. Jan, welcome in. Okay, I don't think that's quite working the way I want. The Move It mod, I don't know, man. I loved it tremendously in Cities 1, and I feel like it still has some growing pains for Cities 2. I don't want filters, I want toolbox. See if we can align all this to the object height. Yeah, that's better. All right, cool. That might be a little bit long in itself, but I feel like that's kind of safer and more like the OSHA-approved approach we're going for here. Santino, happy Friday. Welcome in. Guys, I can't tell you how happy I am to have you all with us today. It's such a dorky thing, but just you guys come in here to keep me company during this is fun. And I'm already starting to think, like, what are we doing for some YouTube videos outside of the, you know, the streams? So thanks for making this all possible, everyone. Okay. It's Shumway with a very old picture. I thought it was you because of the way you're saying hello. I never want to assume. And I find it very, like, fun and dorky that the, you know, the Twitch streams are populated with the YouTubers. And then the YouTube streams are populated with the Twitchers. I love how that works. I do want that to kind of, like, run along here, but it's not going to work the way I want it to, eh? I could be anyone. That's true. You could be Romy. Why assume, right? Oh, that's cute. I like that, eh? That feels more real. And then just some trees. Yeah, the funky infrastructure. You don't need everything to be a perfect box, do you, eh? Romy! Okay, I guess the two of you being in the same room can't be the same people unless you have alt accounts. Okay. Alright, so why we can't assume, right? So I mentioned our last stream on Tuesday that we have kittens. And if anybody wants to see some photos of those, you got to head to our Discord, eh? I got to pay today's cat tax still. But they are precious. I've given up sleep officially in the name of being a cat dad, as one would. All right, now I don't need this to be like the craziest of detours here. I was going to start going down that way for it, but it's kind of counterproductive if your like pedestrian route takes like an extra like hour, you know? So let's just do our best. That's all you can ever ask for these days, you know? Let me see how this looks. That's not so bad. We can wing that around even. The part that's a little bit silly. Did it do it on that side? It did. No, it did. It did. Maybe that's like one little signboard. Or it's like, you know, someone can just write like smile. Or the do you believe, you know? Had an expensive day today. What would you buy me? Bought some pants for my old suit. That's good, dude. And I got a new sporty suit. Bonus points if the jacket is versatile with like a pair of denim or something. Or some nice khakis. We like to hear that. Dressing up is fun. Sometimes you don't really have a reason for it. And then work is kind of like, well, nothing wrong with looking good. You dress for the part you want to be. That's why I walk around like an astronaut some days, right? I almost want to have like a pedestrian crossing right here with its own light, but I don't know, man. It's starting to get a little bit engineered, or over-engineered, I should say. But I have a desire for it, though. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Okay, so just a quick little start for this, right? But I think today's mission agenda should be trying to expand transit. Transit's starting to go very well. Oh, it's the extra lane. We're losing a lane here. That's why the intersection's a little bit crooked. I gotcha. And then I don't know about getting the framework for the new highway in place today, but we should start like thinking about that. And we do want to like just piece together like the tiles for the downtown. And maybe like one or two of like the main roads, but a little bit under budget. And then things like garbage and whatnot are starting to pile up. So some services, some growth. I feel like it's going to be kind of like a generic all over the place stream today, but we've got 2 hours to make some noticeable progress. So let's start with some new taxpayers. Start trickling in some cash money. And I think just kind of like repeating the same style of block here so the city has that like kind of familiar feel to it. This game is great, but how is this 90 and that's 90? Like, who do I believe right now? Okay. Great demand right now. So let's pop in some of the UK detached. I love these houses. And we could do like a little cutesy, like one of the smaller blocks, kind of like wall to wall. We could do the Netherlands style with the gambrel roof. That word is kind of a weird one, but I know it when I see it. It's kind of like a gated kind of style one, right? I don't know how you describe that, but the roof is kind of nifty. We can try for some of that right in there. And then some row housing. Density should kind of go up near the little bus turnaround point, right? So why don't we do one more little block just behind that and get some more passengers into our bus. Yeah, great progress though, eh? I was very proud of our little tram line. We got a little bit carried away and a little bit distracted. And I'm sure none of you have that on your bingo card. Where Imperial Jedi gets distracted while city building. No, I don't believe that. No. The economy still seems off, like my in-game economy. It's either going bankrupt early or money is snowballing. Yeah, I don't think the balance is still correct. I enjoy playing with hard mode, just to try to, like, you know, see the intended way of play, but I don't really get the logic of, like, one service building, like, financially ruins your whole city when you're small. And then you really just don't get much out of it if you're putting in a, you know, a service building and then, like, cutting production tremendously, right? That's kind of nifty, that little transition, eh? But let's not make that a cross street just because of our power line corridor here. But that was kind of nice, though. Oh, just in general. Well, any direction you look, there are opportunities for improvement, right? I think is the polite way to look at it. That's okay, though. Our little Skylines world is much more entertaining right now. All right, so a little bit of density. I think a park also might be in order for over here. Come on, game. There we go.
Hello, everyone. So I got this question from one of our listeners, where he was asking if I've ever reflected over the fact that Cloud Lounge FM probably is the only.
And then do a little parking situation behind.
Cloud level. Valid question, I have to say. I spent some time thinking about this.
You know what? Someone pointed out that it's not an Imperial Jedi video or stream if I don't skip the ads, and that's all I can think about now, right? All right. You know what, actually? Hang on here. Let's try a different station. I still, like, miss tremendously the Cities 1 station, so I might throw those in, like, it's kind of like a fun little homage to the old days. Oh, you know what we need, actually? We need some parks here, bud, with some sports. We need some sports there, buds. Oh, yeah. Now, where's that going to fit comfortably? Could smoosh down one of these little side roads here, which is encouraging people to not, like, just take the side streets for cut-throughs the whole time. Otherwise, that might just fit. Look at that. Oh, you love to see it, eh? All right, that's cool. That's close enough. I can be happy with that. And also, the wildest thing has happened. The very first stream, this is stream number 3, so I can't act like it's that far back, but stream number 1 has actually pulled in new subscribers. This is actually, like, this is so exciting. It's working. I'm really, like, dorkly excited, pardon me, to get back into the YouTube here. Okay, well, that took 2 seconds. I've literally blown all of our money. That is comical. Well, that's our budget. Well, that's all we got time for today. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, right. No. Keep putting more houses in. Steven, the winds of change are filling the sails. And brother, the weather looks good for a sail. So to open waters, into new ports, into meeting new friends. And circling back and grabbing all those who are like, wait a minute, you left me behind there, buds. Okay.
We interrupt this program.
Oh, no, you do not.
Special news bulletin.
A severe hailstorm is
No,
approaching.
for God's sakes.
Damage to crops and property is expected.
I was vibing to that song, thank you.
Stay inside until the storm is past.
All right. UK mixed. And some North American low. And how did the, did these guys come in yet? Oh, yeah, you know what's funny? There's not a lot of, yeah, eh? There's not a lot of depth to these, units. I almost need one more little center point back here. And zone off this. Possibly. No. Okay. We could take that out, and then that out, and that should give us zoning squares. Yes. See, this is what I'm saying when I feel like this isn't enough yet, right? Like, we're so close with this, but it's not quite what I want. I think the pathways are still a good meta for that, you know? Well, why don't we do Nederlande? Medium in there, sure. Are these long, or they're not really long units, eh? What about a one density up? There we go. It's still not, you know, really not what I'm after 100%, but I think we can make this work. Our goal is taxpayers anyhow, but we can make our own little custom parquet back here. And I'm just yearning for like a Park Life DLC so we could snap these to like, you know, anything. But I think we'll have to be creative here with just maybe like a bench or two. Gazebo. Do we even have that in here? So, find it mod. Oh, chirper gazebo. That's dorky. I like that. Oh, this is actually very cute. Okay. So, dead center. This is where you come walk your dogs if you live within this little complex here. Okay, so that's dead center. So we're going to move this over. I have a very cute idea to make this look nice. Adorable. Adorable. I might not be able to grab that middle point. That's A-okay. And I'm going to throw in some benches and just a little bit of trees. But you guys know me. I could get so... Like, this could be 2 hours of just today doing this, right? But... I don't quite think we're at that point yet where we're going to be doing, like, a lot of detail and... Still too many bigger pieces to put in. But then, like, you know, the devil's advocate, right? If you don't do little bits of detailing as you play and as you build and as you go along, it suddenly just crosses a point where it feels too much. It's a little bit intimidating. Where do you start? You have, like, you know, hundreds of things to detail. Oh my goodness, right? So I don't know, maybe keep it manageable, right? A little refuse receptacle. No way, Deutsche Bahn. Oh, that's from a train station. No, we want a bin. Bin it. Bin it in it. Cabin, no. Garbage can. What's my keyword here? Garbage can. Do you know how to spell? I do, actually, thank you. Oh, my heaven. Well. No. I refuse to believe. Come on, scroll further down. I'll just do a trash bin. But I swear there's some, like, city skylines, you know, keyword I'm looking for here that I'm just totally forgetting. All right. let's let's line some of the pathways here with trees. I swear, eh? You need some more coffee, my friend. I do. Let me plant some trees and I'll swig some coffee. And you can smile politely at the people. You got it. That's cute. Kind of works well with those 3 buildings right there too, eh? All right, demand is just for smaller density, but I really do need money. That was kind of comical how fast we ran out there. And how close are we to a milestone? Not that close. I still plan on putting some trees down here. And I think, like, as our demand is starting to creep up right now for industry, I might try to start shifting some of the industry over. It's a bit of an expensive ask since we have to buy some tiles as well. Okay, so UK detached. We'll do big backyards. No need for the walking fence back there, or walking path. And then just a smidgen more in and around here. That's medium density. Oh. Actually, it's the first of the houses going the other direction. I might keep that, eh? I might do some RNG. See if we can... Yes, yes, yes. Very good. Okay. And then just finish up that demand. It's just a pinch left here. Then we're coming up on, I want to say probably half the price of 1 tile. We could start with that if we want to start shifting some industry. And I believe we do. I believe we do. We got to sell the story of the city. And the story is that, like, the city is growing. That land is becoming a little bit too expensive for manufacturing and whatnot. We start pushing the industry further out. We reclaim the area. We make it clean. And, yeah. Step 3, profit, right? Yeah, I think so. Let me see if I can diagnose some traffic problems here. Seems like that intersection with all the people crossing is our problem. So let's put a traffic light here. These by default now don't have a traffic light. Which I can't quite tell if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I do, you know, I do feel like the traffic still needs a bit of love in this game. Mainly a little bit more restrictions being followed. Okay. So. Tile. Oh, it'd be crazy just to start buying tiles over... Oh, that's so much money. You need a road to come in there, too. That's 40. That'd be 119. That'd be plausible. I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself right now, though, so... Good thought, just unfortunately expensive to implement right now. And I feel like our budget might just kind of teeter. So let's not... Let's not push it.
And you're listening to, that's right, Synth and Steel Radio.
And on to our main feature story. The commercial district is booming as the area is attracting more high-end stores, bringing the latest in luxury to our neighborhood. You can now shop for designer shoes.
And then one little set of shops right here too, eh?
Or so my wife tells me. That's good for
E-dubs, hey, what's going on, dude? Not a big chatter, just wanted to share my appreciation for your content. Well, thank you, eh? Your positivity, your chill chat. Let's go, dude. Brightens my day. Have a great stream. Thank you kindly. And you have a great day as well. Listen, let's drink some water together, eh? Stay hydrated. Keep being beautiful, you know? Thank you very much for that, eh? Oh, and some coffee. Oh, yes, of course. We're trying to find a schedule that works, but I believe Tuesdays and Fridays, if you guys wanted to tune in, 10 a.m. is what I'm aiming for. I'm in the Pacific time zone. But I feel like it's a really good, just like jaunt back in, some casual streams. I'm going to try to keep them 2 hours in length so they're easy to kind of keep up with. And I'm already feeling like we need more. We need more content, we need more days, we need more games. Like, it is insane. Once this snowball starts rolling, it will pick up momentum. And YouTube is such a fun, pleasant experience. And you guys, especially that comment, man. Like, you guys just make this, like, something I want to come back to. And I'm so embarrassed that we've just been gone for so long, you know? So that's my 2 cents. I really appreciate you all being here and being part of this. But to start twice a week, and then probably going to add some more realistically. I keep forgetting, there's a few buildings that if you use the Move It mod, it does kind of bork it out. So I'm going to play it safe here, delete that. We did unfortunately lose some money in that process, but just played a little bit safe right here. That'll reset the ground connection. And then the city's Twitch streams. I'll be doing those. I don't have a real date in mind. I'm a bit all over the place for Twitch, but there should be some more content coming for, you know, from the new studio. And then I'm going to be doing some collaborations with Canadian Moose. So we're going to have some overlap in streams and some chit-chat. We wanted to actually try doing an IRL stream, exploring some infrastructure. All right, our side street's getting a little bit jammed here, eh? Just a little bit jammed. I might try another bus line through here. Yeah, that actually wouldn't be a terrible shout. And how do the lines look? And that one makes the box. Okay, that's not too bad. What I think would be kind of fun and cute to help encourage a bit more like line sharing is if we did another box just to encourage a bit more of coverage. And then we did that with like one of the roads that runs up and down our power line corridor. And then if we overlap with like these lines here, we can encourage people just to get into the station. It's like the team effort we're going for when it comes to public transit. All right, what direction do you want to go here? Let's try the box like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Gotta be careful with your one-way roads. This is a fun. This is a challenge, eh? All right, I got it. So your stop here. Maybe the one-way roads are part of it too. Ooh. All right, so we come up this way. We come across this road here. And these stops close enough. That's the encouraging of the line sharing right there. And then, yeah, $1 million question. Do we try to use the one-ways? Let's get one side of the street for sure done. And then we'll see what talks to us. And then, yeah, that just goes up this corridor, line shares, and then goes across. Yeah, I like that. And then for the road coming back, do we go this way then? That is an interesting thought. I like the idea of using the one-way roads for that, so let's go ahead and do it. It's not too far to have to walk. I don't think that's super inconvenient for a little cutesy neighborhood bus kind of idea. If you guys have game suggestions, especially stuff that's kind of like very adjacent to Skylines that you'd like to see me try streaming over here, I am absolutely open for suggestions. I mentioned that in the last one too. So anyone watching the VOD, when I'm just kind of openly talking out loud here. If you guys are here now, hello. If you're watching the VOD, hello. If you're thinking about it and you can hear me anyway, hello. But I'm always open for a suggestion or two. And then we're going to be doing, I know this is very ambitious, all these like ideas here, but we're going to be starting a different secondary YouTube channel. And that one, I'm going to make content that's kind of like very outside the box compared to Skylines. I just like the idea of like hanging out, making more and more content as we go. I feel like variety is the spice of life after all. Cute. I like that. Okay, new routes. And then residential demand creeping back up. A little bit of industry rezone was just enough, but I think, you know, given this area's got a nice strong new bus route, let's put some people in. And then I think as well, a new school. Ooh, yes. I like that as an idea too. Garbage is starting to pile up. We're just using the region for that for the moment. Michael. Okay, you know what? I completely forgot about that. Steve showed me that yesterday. I have not even watched the trailer yet. I entirely forgot about that. That just came out of nowhere. That's very ambitious from what I can see. And I'd say that's a little bit different than, say, like Cityscape Metropolis, which feels more like a simulation of a simulation. What are you looking for right now? Oh, education. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Competition is great. Like, we are the consumer. We need competition. Cities has and always will be a good city builder and a good brand. Cities 2 was just a little bit awkward at launch, but you know this is a good game. And it's not like this game needs to be replaced or, like, you know, they need to have a fire lit under the butt or anything. But I think, like, competition and variety, good for the consumer. It can just innovate. It can create some new ideas. Maybe off the main street. Then we get a little bit of commercial going with that. Yeah, I like that too. Slightly off where the new bus route was, though. Yeah, it's not exactly. So I'm going to build another bus route. You're killing me here. No, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. Let's try one more box, but going in this kind of direction here. And then we'll get people to the school. Yeah, I like it. And I'll probably need another extension to our bus depot at that point. And then we can probably do the same thing again here with like our one-way roads that we've wanted. Not impossible. If you're a student and you had to take the bus to and from school, it's a 1-block difference. I'd be okay with that. Wouldn't it be absolutely wild, though? What a timeline, eh? Like, Cities XL, you know, somehow under new management, coming soon. That would be crazy. Sim City 2028. Mark your calendars. You imagine or something like that? And then Transport Fever. I think Transport Fever 3 has a, like, awesome opportunity to be kind of like a low-key city builder. Always been a fan of that series and franchise. I do feel like the game is a bit of a slow burn, though, so maybe the pace is a little bit faster for the new one, but that's a nifty game. So we could do some Transport Fever 2 leading up to Transport Fever 3, which is kind of confusing because Transport Fever 3 is actually the 4th one in the franchise. We did Train Fever for some of you like OG Space Cadets who've been here forever. And a very fun random factoid. I have confirmed views from North Korea, which put me on a list. I'm not even joking, by the way, about this. I have confirmed views from North Korea on this YouTube channel where someone watched our Train Fever content. It was so peculiar. Like, what does that even mean? Do you know what I mean? That one's got to go on the other side of the road here. That's funny. Here's an Imperial Jedi factoid for you friends right there, eh? Okay, let's start with that one. Oh, my friend, you've missed a bus stop. I have. All right, we'll start with this one. I want to see if there's maybe one of those old GM fishbowl buses. Very nostalgic for that. Look at those in Transport Fever. Okay. The bus depot, my friend. Where did you put that? Oh, right in front of you. How are you looking? We're gonna need an expansion. How much is an expansion? 75,000. Oh. You know, I think we could justify a loan for this. That's not bad, but that should get repaid because that's just money out the door.
This is your host, James Fleming, and you're listening to, that's right, Synth and Steel Radio.
For our feature story, we're on the streets
Perfect.
this hour, taking the pulse of the city.
That's cute.
So, Kim,
Panda, good morning. Hello, welcome in.
tell us what you're hearing.
It's more what I'm
Just doing a little bit of a neighborhood expansion out of nowhere. We just beefed up our bus lines tremendously here.
And these concerned citizens agree.
That's hardly news. There hasn't
All right,
been any threat
skip
collection.
your
No, no, no.
ads. Thank you. Turn that off.
We're live.
Warm temperatures.
Come on. Music. There we go. Lights, camera, action, right? Or something. Okay, you're a bit of a walking contradiction. Listen, don't call me that. How dare you? Just put in, you need houses. You need people, you know? Yeah. I'm getting to it. All right, so a bit more density near the school. That might make sense to me. I think, though, like some maybe commercial along Empire Street right here. I like how the YouTube live stream gives you very, like, you know, like dorky metrics, right? Like, Romy, my number 2 chatter. Steve, my number 3. Who's number 1 right now, though? The top fans. I believe it displays the top 50. So you guys come into the streams and keep on chatting. Work on your points. YouTube has, like, dorky loyalty and, like, you know, cutesy little things like that. Different than Twitch does, but we always want to reward the loyalty. We really appreciate you guys coming to the streams. Makes it possible. And then checking out the videos after. What a cool, I love it. April, well, hello to you. Welcome in. So that was a elementary school. Definitely want a high school close to that one. USA North American High School. Oh, she's a beaut. Is this the same asset that we used over here? Slightly different. Same feel, though. I like that a lot. I miss the emotes. I don't know how those would work here. I'm such a newbie when it comes to live streaming on YouTube. Fun to learn, though, but I don't know if they have, like, their own equivalent to emotes. That's a great spot right here for that, yeah. And how is Panda doing this morning? You see my dorky, like, one step further along placeholder thumbnail that I made this morning? What I'm going to have is, like, a generic placeholder for the live stream, and then when the live stream is done, I'm going to put up its own, like, proper thumbnail. That kind of shows that it was a live stream before, but a video. Very cute, thank you. In my mind, I was like, oh, that'll take 2 minutes. Let me just whip that up before we start. I was a few minutes late. I like that. Simple expansion, but I like it. We want some density, especially near the bus turnaround in our beautiful sports field. But that needs more. That needs more, eh? I might, since cash is rolling, I might just go ahead and pay that loan back and then just keep on paying that back. Let's 3-speed to increase our cash monies here. It's a good-looking thumbnail. You're a good-looking thumbnail. Also, thank you for your help, Panda. I do like when it has that, like, you know, DIY, like, oh, definitely Jedi made this. Like, what is that supposed to mean? You're like, well. I like these two together. That's 7,500. I believe you have enough. There you go. Now, what would make you have a different underside versus the other, eh? Not that that's the end of the world, but it would be kind of handy for those to, like, be the same. Steven, I think later on Twitch, we'll have to watch that new trailer. I cannot believe I forgot about that yesterday. I think maybe like a canopied, like one of these kind of things, but smaller, like the motorcycle parking, some bicycle parking even near the, oh, it's a clinic. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, especially if the bicycles come up this way. Les bicyclettes. Ben oui. Where is your parking? I baked brownies yesterday, and they're finally chewy again. Man, brownies go through so many cycles of like, oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Like, you almost want... Like, you ever seen those tray pans that just create infinite end pieces? What have you done here? Oh, they're too close. Oh, no. Oh, no. You put that on the wrong block. I did. I'm sorry. I'm going to lose that building. I'm so sorry. No, give me a big building. Oh, for God's sakes, I give up.
This is an emergency broadcast.
Hi.
To
You know
all
what?
citizens.
Don't worry about that.
Hailstorm is approaching. Damage to crops and property is
Can I, like, turn those off?
We urge citizens
That's what I'm
to
looking for.
stay
There we go.
inside
Cute.
until the storm has passed.
There. Mondo bicycle parking. That's good for the park. That's good for the clinic. Our little friends living near here. This turned out very cute out of nowhere. That was just kind of like, you know, simply put together. I almost need benches on the other side now. Do those exist? Romy, they do. Just Google it. It's like, it kind of looks like a muffin tray almost, but you just pour, like, you know, 6 or 8 little squares instead of one big sheet of a brownie. And then brownies, sometimes you make them thin, you make them thick, you get, like, you know, icing, chocolate icing. You know, it's such a... Brownies are great. It's a great delivery medium. This is our brownie appreciation post, apparently. God, that'd be so cool to get that right there, right? Sports ball. Well, let's put that near the school. The high school still needs to be put down, and that can be in with the high school. Okay. Gosh, money, eh? What would it be called? I don't know. Just like Google a like a brownie end baking sheet or something to that effect. All right, back to 3-speed, please. We really do need more money here. As much fun as we are having our little chit chats, you know. Especially if we're going to try to pay off those loans as we go. These poor zoning squares. That's the only downside to, like, your 90-degree grid city, is that very slowly the grid starts to get a little bit off. Like, I don't really want to stress tremendously, because they are just, like, you know, little 1 percentage points here at a time. We could hide some of that with trees, but oh dear. You know, like, oh dear. What are you doing? I want some brownies now. It's a logical thought. I can't say I blame you. As one would. Of course it's pricier. That's silly. Okay, demand is met. Cash is rolling. Let's pay off our loan. That helps money come in faster. That can just get very out of control very quickly. Especially if we're actually, like, in an emergency and we need All right, so what are we looking at time-wise here? Somehow, like literally somehow, we're coming to the halfway point. I cannot fathom that at all here. It would be insanely ambitious if we were to somehow motor on 3-speed, get enough money to buy a, like the 2 tiles down here, build a just simple interchange, and then we could put in garbage and a small expansion to industry.
This is an emergency
And
broadcast
so
to
help
all
me God, the
citizens.
weather.
A heavy storm is approaching.
Oh my
the city,
God.
And the likelihood of hail is very high. Traffic slowdowns and damage to crops and property.
All right, let's keep on zoning. That, I think, should be our goal here. We should have just enough time to pull that off.
Until the situation passes.
And then you guys, like, I don't see why not, but you guys let me know your thoughts on the Ring Road Highway. I feel like it's a yes. Ring Road Highway system, make it super grandiose. We could do the Golden Gate Bridge, and that can be Porter Washington Parkway. And we got to message Porter and be like, bro, guess what? I don't think I've talked to him in, like, I don't know, maybe like 4 years, 6 years, maybe? But for those of you who are like, oh, geez, he just commented a bunch when I was, like, starting the series. And we named our highway after him, the Porter Washington Parkway. And that was just, it was so iconic. And it was just a meme. And then one day he came to the stream, and I was like, Porter Washington? I was like, no. And then he was doing some streams for a while, too. It was very wholesome. And he helped develop a game for, like, a friend. It was really such a cool... I think he works in, like, media or broadcasting or something now. I don't know. It's cool. Yeah, very cool. Very random. We might see him again, eh? I should respond to some of his older comments. I don't remember. I think we were talking on Discord before otherwise. Okay, after this block, we're going to change the housing style a little bit. Because this is getting... It's not the wrong kind of redundant, but just a little bit redundant in here. And cities have, like, you know, a lot of variety to them, but definitely nothing, you know, is out of the question when it comes to, like, oh, one architect had 1 quadrant of the city to build, right? I'm going to build this one up slightly, same with this one. Demand hasn't shifted outside of the, just the simple houses, but I know it will soon. So we'll do some row houses in with
We
this.
interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
A severe hailstorm is approaching. Damage to crops and property is expected. We urge citizens to stay inside until the storm is past.
Oh, okay, remember, we still got a little bit of demand there. And then industry creeping
This
back
is an
up. That's the
emergency
jobs you want to
broadcast to
see.
all citizens.
A severe hailstorm is approaching. Damage to
That's
crops
almost
and property
done.
is expected. We urge citizens to stay inside until the storm has passed.
And then let's just dare to be different here. Just we're not building the exact same block over and over and over again. That's cute for a little, like, center corridor. And then I'm gonna put down a long, skinny parking lot on the one end, and then we'll have like a little alleyway road for the side. Jay Dizzle, why hello, welcome in.
Now entering Fit Digital Games.
I don't like this commercial.
Hi there.
And on to our
Industry in the region.
One day.
chilly day.
I feel like this is too real. Like, you know, I don't listen to the radio too often, but it seems like, you know, it's like, all right, I get one song and then 6 ads, you know? It's like, hey, wait a minute. And then all the ads are like, enjoy 1 hour, commercial free. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. When does that start? And then our anarchy is making those make their way through. I'd make the argument hard to park your car if you have an oak tree in your in your assigned spot. Yeah, I can't use this. Why? Well. And then where do you walk your dog? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, come on, we're neglecting so much of this stuff here. How's your dog doing? Oh, that's a good question. Thank you. DOG. When I worked at the movie theater many moons ago, when I was a wee Jedi, our projectionist, who I thought was super cool, would bring his dog to our like viewing parties. We would get to see a movie, like, you know, Spider-Man comes out on Friday. We'd all go to the theater like Thursday night, and then at 12:01 Friday morning, because it's technically release day, we'd be able to watch it. And so I would go to school super tired. My mom was so mad. I'd be like, no, I have to go. Get home at 2 or 3 in the morning, wake up at like 7 to go to school, be at school, and be like, guys, I saw Spider-Man. But yeah, our projectionist would bring his dog, which is the story I'm trying to tell right here. And I was like, what a lovely dog. What's your dog's name? And he was just such a cool dude about it. But he was like, how do you spell dog? And I was like, D-O-G. He's like, my dog's name. I was like, your dog's name is dog? He's like, no, D-O-G. But he spells it like D-E-O-G-E-E, like D-O-G. And I was like, oh, that's clever. Almost too clever for me, right? Oh my God, Steven. And then on top of that, right, every radio commercial is all synchronized with every other radio commercial. Oh, the switch stations really quick here, of course. Push button, ah, yes. Oh my heaven. Why is it so hard to make $42,000 right now? The old credit crunch. The old simoleons with a C. I like calling them credits, though, for real. I think it's Sims with a C, not an S. And then it's credits for your spending power here. Yeah, that's cute. I like that. And I'd like a bit more, like, higher density, but... then maybe some low-rent housing, actually, just to help with that. I swear to God, what is with these hailstorms? The same commercial. That's, like, my fundamental issue right now, which is, like, everything. Not enough variety to commercials. It's the same one over and over again. And it's not a commercial that you're, like, excited enough to be like, oh, yeah, cool, it's this commercial again. It seems like there are very few commercials that you, like, want to save and, like, show your friends, or it's a product that you're like, well, that's cool. Remember the old ShamWow commercials? Like, what happened to that level of advertising where you're kind of like, you know, saying wow every time, right? What happened? Okay. Cute. And then maybe the trees want to stay there. I actually like that a lot, eh? Little green pocket. That's beautiful with the dog park, too. And then I'm just very tempted to take out, like, even these right here. That guy even could come out, and that could be, like, a big sports park, as long as we're not disrupting any transit. And such a very cute... look at this bus corridor. We have so many overlapping lines here, eh? Well done, buds. And then don't even get me started on Twitch with their, like, you know, 6 ads in the exact same... you know, like, you get shown 6 ads and 3 of them are the same ones, right? It's kind of like, oh, brother. All right, well, my ambitious plan to buy these tiles and get our garbage going, I think is still a go, but we'll probably have to end with some loan taking if we don't quite get there. Otherwise, as, like, what feels counterproductive, I'm going to pay this off so that we're not, you know, killing ourselves for interest here. We've got a little bit of demand starting to creep back up. Let's get the office demand met. When offices sell products to each other, it's such a good win for your city. And then we could also try taking some thoughts right out of the Green Cities DLC, which is making these, like, super blocks where you don't have to go very far. So you can shop, you can work, you can live, you can play, all in the same area. So why don't we throw a few offices in here so people don't have to go entirely across town? But, like, mixed use would be kind of cool. And then that would be a really fun, like a mixed use. Instead of commercial, you have office in condo as an alternate. That'd be so nifty. And, yeah, a little bit of traffic there, eh? Oh, yeah. Who's the big offender? Probably these guys. That parking lot. And then having to cut into the bus. Oh, dear. I didn't realize we were doing... oh, dear. Oh dear. Yeah, eh? In some dream scenario, I think the buses would go around the block and then enter and exit with the flow of traffic and not cut in front of traffic. And I think the only way we could probably pull that off is if we add this. So let's see how that affects our bus routing. Hopefully they're smart enough to go around the block. They are. Look at these little clever ducks. I'm going to give this a few light cycles here, but the parking lots definitely generate insane amounts of vehicle traffic. And if we don't have enough traffic, if we don't have enough parking lots like that we've placed, they're just going to endlessly circle and just try to find anywhere to park. So try to rectify that. Let me sneak that off. Yeah, I'm going for like the team approach, J-Dizzle, when it comes to public transit, but just a cutesy little tram line so far with a few buses to support it. And then the more we can do to get people out of their cars, like that's an alternate thought for tackling traffic, you know? Don't just keep making your roads wider, make your transit better, right? Bicycles, walkability score, the super block. You can live, work, play all within a few blocks of each other. And then you can get a little bit of revenue from parking. So that's kind of like a different kind of meta, but this could be like some cash money here too if done correctly. I just want to buy one of these garages, but they're so expensive. Small underground parking. And if you look at our parking imprint, right? Like this place is just crying for some more. Definitely near the hospital too, right? Cute. So there's demand starting to rise back up. That's probably going to be because of our office zoning, which is good, especially the density of it. So we'll let that kind of cool off a little bit here. Just moving the buses the way they went in and out of the station, most of those traffic icons have disappeared. The garbage, I don't know, man. The region's not doing a good job, but I can't afford it yet. So out of sight, out of mind, as they say, eh? I forgot if pedestrian roads are a thing. They are a thing, and they finally have some new types. There's skinny ones, there's large ones. You can create restrictions, of course. So you can do things like, you know, a bus network or the bus-only roads to sever road connection, but pedestrians can still use it. Another viable option is elevated. Man, an elevated downtown highway would be epic. All right, taxpayers, stop just building roads. This can be our row houses because the density is starting to go a little bit up for demand. Oh, where did that go? It just went. You're a liar. Well, if it comes back, then. Yeah, pedestrian roads, I believe, are just in the... Oh, I thought they were here, actually. Oh, yeah, pedestrian street. There we go. And the niftiest thing ever is you can run public transit off those. And if you did a pedestrian-only street downtown, you would get service vehicles and delivery vehicles using, otherwise just very, very few cars. I think some, like, in air quotes, have to make the exception, but the average person would then be walking. Gosh, that's a cute option. John Mary, the legend of YouTube. What up, dude? Look, hello, I'm off to 2 kids for a football match. Yo, let's go, dude. Are they, oh, wow, look. I'm not sure if it's because of the anarchy, but that bench went away when I attached to the next, pathway to that. That's cool. That was a pleasant surprise. Oh, you'd be so wild if that's a little building. Oh, I love that. Okay, so one little cutesy parking lot in here. And then I just feel like another parquet would be kind of fun. And then maybe another building. What are you looking for here? Oh, parks. Yeah, the little urban pocket park. Very cute. I like that.
Now entering Thick Digital Games.
I want to like that commercial. Thick digital. Like, on the surface, that's like, oh, yeah, it's a strong meme. But it's like...
This is James Fleming, and you're listening to Synth and Steel Radio. Don't touch that dial.
And on to our main feature story. The commercial district is booming.
Cute.
As the area is attracting
So that's
more
elementary school.
high-end
Do you get any
stores,
additions?
bringing the latest in
Oh, that's
luxury to our
cute to go
neighborhood.
with
You
it.
can now shop for
Oh, I
designer
love
shoes,
that.
sipping a fancy local
And this is an
Charlotte
addition to go on
coffee,
top.
or
Yes.
so much
Yes. That's cool
That's good for
too.
business and good for the
That's...
community.
I love that.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, the high school, I think, was 300,000. I just...
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere.
Not quite yet. Not
in
quite
the
yet.
city.
Maybe zone a
Road
few more
maintenance
houses in
services
here.
have already
We're on a
been
good roll.
dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal.
Just got to keep
But
an eye
if
on the
you
time
want
because it's
to
going to be
get back,
very
you
ambitious
might
what we're
want to
trying.
wait a
But
little while until
I think I would allow up to like 1 million in loans right now without feeling like we're going to be like signing our own death wish.
Check delays and drive safe.
What do they say? You got to spend money to make money or something?
Keep dry and stay inside. Local weather all day, every day.
Yeah, something like that, right? Spend it to make it. That's so cool. Okay, let's do entirely the detached housing. 'Cause I love how big the backyard's. Beautiful house assets. And then we'll try just the generic default Dan ones too. Because same idea. They're nice big old backyards. And then for the skinny little ones, we could do things like the Nederlande. That's going to be commercial on that side. We can do little boxies in here. Poplar! Poplar, my friend. Hello. Good to have you, dude. Poplar up-and-coming indie game, City Skylines. Been early access for 7 years or something. Oh, my heaven. Did you know that the original early access group for this game was July 2021? Does that make any sense to you at all? And the game was the jankiest, greatest... I literally was like, huh... I missed Cities 1 so much. Like, I got this game for free to try in the earliest state imaginable, and I had buyer's remorse, and it was free. I remember just being, like, so overloaded, just trying to, like, get the roads to line up, you know, with the new tools, and I'm just like, oh, my heaven. What a wild, wild run, eh? Oh, no, sorry, that's supposed to be, commercial and, yeah. Popper, how's your day treating you? See if that wants to work. But what side are you gonna zone from, though? Yeah, that's what I thought. Eh? Let me do one little sneaky laneway back there too to kind of like force them to be off of that side. But I would do this for the sake of pedestrian fun. Don't drive on that street. Drive you crazy, bud. Okay. Ooh, crime. Is this what I mean? It's a bamboozle, son. How do you grow the city when we got to now put in a police station that is going to sink the budget? Oh, heaven. I've been saving for eons, bro. USA North American Police Station. Cutesy. Is that the same one that we did over there? It is. Nothing wrong with using the same asset. But perhaps we can use a Deutsche one here. Hipster! Hello and welcome. Can you imagine if you had to apply for a license? And you had like a job interview? Hi, YouTube. I'd like to try streaming on your platform. All right, cool. You got 60 seconds to wow us. And I'd be like, and I'd just throw up or something. And be like, ooh, no. Well, make sure we don't give him a, oh, no, I can change. Like, ooh, you know? Ooh. No, it's not always like this. Hello, I'd like that to go on that road, please. Perhaps you might help. Polizei. I have many random stories throughout all my travels and all my lands. One of those random things is I have been pulled over by the Polizei, the German police force, and I was with Zardis and Mr. Mason, who makes beautiful trees for this game. We were coming back from the PDX event at PDXCon in Berlin, and we had a Uber driver that like overshot our hotel, and he did a illegal U-turn and cut off a cop. And that was a whoop. So we were by association pulled over, but. And the funny thing too is Mr. Mason and Zardis were a little bit oblivious to what was actually happening, and so they just got out of the Uber thinking we were like at the hotel, which we were. We got pulled over right in front of it, and they just walked off in the middle of a traffic stop. And so I got out because I was, a little bit more situational awareness. And the German police officer, who was very polite, yelled at me for being disobedient or whatever, right? And I was like, oh, nein sprechen Deutsch? English? And she's like, where are your friends going? I was like, they don't know what's happening. Let me go get them,
We interrupt this program to bring
It was very funny.
A heavy storm is approaching the city, and the
Funny is a relative term there, but it was a situational little, everything was great in the end. They let us go, right? But for one split second, that cop thought something was like afoot. Because you pull over a car and a bunch of people just get out and leave. It's kind of like, huh. But luckily she spoke great English. All was well. Misunderstanding, but just very funny in the end. But for one split second, I was like, uh-oh. We're in trouble here, boys. Yeah, I think if it's like a little skinny, the small backyard Netherlands ones are kind of fun, right? Cool. And then, oh goodness, we have one unit of death care, which is our cemetery. That's going to need an expansion. I'd like a crematorium, but I think a more pressing issue right now is the garbage. And then expansion of industry. Demand is starting to drop off. Industry demand is starting to rise. We are back to 100K. That's coming a little bit more quickly this time around, which is great. I'm very tempted to bump our taxes here. I don't know if it's going to be a good or bad choice here, but industry maybe, since there's demand for it. Let's see if they want to stomach one more percentage point. We could maybe break down some of it so you're, if you don't pollute, you don't pay as much. Let's just say that, eh? Vehicles. Vegetables are not polluters. Timber, 12. Paper, 12. It really is just, I guess, no, this is, wait a minute. You've just lowered the taxes overall. No, I think I have, actually, yeah. Are you trying to make money? Or are you trying to make memes here? I don't even know anymore. Just leave that alone. Still loving this. For anyone that missed it, I got a great comment about how this would actually be built. So that's the flat part. And then for the downward curves, just for the sake of like OSHA and not like a runaway situation with like a stroller or a wheelchair, there are the brakes. So hopefully that looks a little bit more like real in air quotes. But that's the kind of infrastructure, and those are the kind of comments I love, eh? So if you guys are like knowledgeable, you pass on that knowledge. Knowledge is power. Let's empower ourselves together, you know? Okay. A little bit more demand in here. That's so cute, isn't it? Yeah, let's do another set of that. And that actually came in the way I wanted it to. For goodness sakes, where's the fire department? Oh my god. Oh, power is power, baby. Fill a bucket of power and send it out the road, you know, or something. Well, there's your 120,000. I need to buy this, though. I hope you understand. I know you do. I understand. Let's do fire department with a bit more industrial coverage, but we're very close to the roundabout, very close to the highway, very close to the new residential neighborhood we're building, so that should be a good choice there. But I just feel like we're in a small circle. You know, we expand a bit, we tell a story, we smile, We make some money, we then spend the money, and we go right back in, in another revolution of that, right? So here's another story, right? Oh, for goodness sakes. Remember in Cities 1, when we would just leave these wide open corridors next to the highway, and we just go ham on trees? I kind of want to do that again for this build. I want this to be like, oh, there is no doubt in my mind that this is an Imperial Jedi city. It's very fun when I'm doing things like Manor Lords or Town to City. That's a very cute, fun game that we can play as well. Great developers there too. But I'll just play like not our traditional city builder games, but I'll end up building something that you kind of like distinctly can tell that I built it. That's cool and dorky all at the same time. Yeah, Town to City. I almost forgot about that game. That's a really cute one. And they got a big update recently, too, with terraforming. I believe I saw CPP actually make some content for that. Okay, so that just continues into there. And I feel like that almost wants to come into that one, right? Or that could just be, like, dead end into a neighborhood. It's a very grid city for sure. I keep saying that. And it's easy to kind of reproduce the grid, but it's kind of fun to have these like little squiggles and offset grids. And I don't know what in the heck happened along this highway, but I really like our highway when all I was doing for the first like stream was just complain about how I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's got some weird shape. She's got some curves. And it's like, oh, brother, you know? But the diverging diamond speaks to me. I like the pedestrian pathway next to it. Let me drink some water here as we accumulate a bit more money here as well. Steven, you're #1 chatter for today, eh? That's kind of dorky and cool how YouTube does that. With a double hydrate. First some water, then some coffee. The old luxury water. Hello. Traffic. Oh, goodness. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think it's a volume issue, if nothing else. We have just kind of zoned a bunch, but this is already screaming to me that we need the Ring Road Highway. And that's one of those infrastructure projects that can't really go in too much as an afterthought. Otherwise, you end up with just, like, giant pockets of the city getting destroyed, which would not necessarily make a lot of people happy. Might make a few trucks happy, but... Oh, heaven. I feel like maybe just, like, you can't turn left here anymore. Yeah, Or, like, I don't want a double roundabout, but... Does Jedi even know how to handle traffic anymore? Traffic just literally does whatever it wants in this game, eh? I would like more restrictions. I'd like a timed traffic light, you know what I mean? I don't need that to be a mod. And, like, I don't even know how, but I feel like I need to have a TED Talk on roundabouts, because I don't think this is how roundabouts are supposed to work. I've seen the movies. I've seen Europe. This is unfortunately a little bit of a broken thing right now with the Southwest buildings, but that's not... We'll save that rant for something, you know? No, I think in like a perfect world, we'd like the roundabouts to like behave correctly, where you don't enter if you can't exit. You're not blocking the pathway or the flow. And I almost feel like we got to start building our own roundabouts so we can have a pathway that's behind, so you can let one car through without having to worry about people queuing. And then it's just a lot of volume, eh? I like it from a road infrastructure perspective because it is handy to not have to like jam people on the main road here, but very much bottlenecking. We could do one of our little cutesy middle of nowhere kind of stops. Otherwise, like, I don't really think we're ready for action into that. If we were to do like a road that came up to that, I don't think so, eh? Yeah, essential trash. I think our game plan is like the roads can only be so wide and so you know, so many before it gets to the point of like, okay. So I think public transit, walkability, you know, you don't have to go the whole way across town for, you know, milk and eggs or whatever, right? But just, we've zoned a bunch. Let's not complain too much. We have zoned a bunch. New people are moving in. I need money. These people pay money, so. But I do want, all right, I'm going to get a little more in here. I do want another highway exit somewhere. I think we're just a little bit too close to that diverging diamond to throw one in there. And so we just need one at the top of the city, which would be the ring road. So kind of going in circles with that thought process right now, but we know what we want. Okay. Let's do Southwest Homes. Please and thank you. Just mix her up a bit. Okay, so a school, potentially a power plant, for sure garbage, and then we got to buy those tiles. So that's kind of what we're trying to do here in the next 40 minutes. Nixu, hello there. Can it be done without an astronomical amount of loans? I think so. I feel like our tram needs a few more people. Why don't you temporarily just go ahead and put a little bit more industry in here? We could benefit from the money, but all this will eventually be reclaimed. Let's start doing some financial planning here, right? So if I wanted to buy, let's say, oh golly, let's say we did those two tiles. That's 119,000. That's actually very doable, eh? And then we can do our new interchange. We can try to get the grid, like a strong 45. Maybe that's in the same kind of line as that one. Might look kind of nice. And what's even crazier, right? So what I'm picturing is Porter Washington Parkway can basically be like a ring road that goes around. And then we could have another extension, like Turnpike is what they call those, I guess. Kind of like one of those guys. That could go through here. Maybe end into our downtown. Otherwise, I do like that, eh? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Are there any requests for a fun interchange here? We could do a partial cloverleaf, tried, tested, and true. That's your triple T right there. Or maybe a single point urban interchange, the old Spewy. Very popular for West Coast. I think we'll do the single point a little bit closer to one of the suburbs. That kind of feels like how it would be in air quotes. And I think this one's going to be a partial cloverleaf, the old Canadian special there, buds. And a partial cloverleaf is just a different take on a diamond interchange. And our goal, just like the diverging diamond, is we want to make it safer, we want to make it faster, we want to make it more efficient. So traffic doesn't have to, like, you know, wait for a million light cycles, all that kind of stuff. I don't even know enough about interchanges to suggest one. Well, in a very simple thought, right, Steven? If this is the highway, and if you have a road that's over top of it, right? Like a little plus symbol here. And you wanted to get on, the easiest thing in the world to do is just literally create a diamond, right? So let's just forgive how crude this is, right? But that's your, you know, on. That's your off. Right? Nothing stronger than a diamond, baby. Minecraft has taught us this, right? But there's your on, whatever, right? So let's pretend this actually looks like a real highway and is like, wow, I'm so impressed. So if you're going, you know, this way up the street and you wanted to go left onto the highway, you got to go down here. So it's very rural America, right? Not a bot. Not a bot. Yo, thank you, dude. Not a bot. Very good to see you over here. Thank you very much for that. Except netherite. Listen, I don't play enough Minecraft. That makes a noise. Not a bot. I didn't even know that. I set this all up like years ago. Cool. Hell yeah, dude.
Program to bring you a special
Legend. And you get a badge.
Spotters have reported that
Legend.
currently heading towards the city.
I'm sorry. Is that a tornado in the middle of my monologue? Oh, for God's sakes.
Advised to seek shelter at this time.
Oh my God. I am in the middle of a monologue. I'm explaining interchanges. The tornado can wait. So if you're on this road, you are going straight. You want to go left on the highway. You got to go down here. You got to turn left onto this road, which means you got to cross in front of traffic. You have to wait for, you know, maybe a traffic light, maybe a brake, but you got to cross cars that are going to be going fast potentially, right? So that's dangerous. It's the 6 months badge. Is that what that is, actually? I don't really know enough about how YouTube works, right? Anyway, so diamond interchanges are great to start with, but at some point the capacity won't be able to keep up, and they're just dangerous. So we're going to make a partial cloverleaf, which is like a safer, more efficient version of that. And then just so we can kind of keep the thought process alive right now, if we look at our diverging diamond, which is a very fancy future hybrid, right? So you're on this road, and you want to go left on the highway. In a classic diamond scenario, you'd be going, you know, on that side of the traffic, and then you'd wait, and then you'd turn left with everyone else, right? That doesn't happen on a diverging diamond. What we do here is we have a grade, at grade, sorry, is a traffic light that stops the traffic, obviously. You then shift to the other side of the road, and you're now driving and merging and exiting with traffic that's going your speed and your direction. And you have the safety of the light to create the brakes necessary so people can get on and off. And then pedestrians can use this. We could take them entirely out of the equation, force them to have to use the alternate infrastructure. But if you do end up with a collision, all you do is a little gentle bump. You're not going to have a head-on collision. And head-on collisions are so dangerous because you have your speed plus the driver's speed. Those two together, right? If you're going 40 and they're going 40, that is so fast, you know? In opposite directions. Go to safe. These are just very, like, you know, complicated and kind of kooky. And if you've never driven on one of these before, you're going to be like, brother, what am I even looking at here? And so the partial cloverleaf is kind of like the fancier, simpler, easier to understand version of that. So we'll make one of those right now, but I just happen to like this. Not about New Lakewood, and we were just discussing a Porter Washington Parkway that would be a ring road highway system that would basically go around, and then San Francisco Golden Gate style bridge through here. So if you're downtown, kind of looking into the yonder upriver, you'd see that. It would be so phenomenal. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself right here. Garbage industry and a little bit of power over here. All right, so our goal, right? Safety and efficiency. I know we were having a good nostalgic moment. I got to message him or like respond to some old comments and just kind of be like, "Hey, man." Okay, so we'll build this in a few steps and we'll adjust as we go if we need it, right? So I've got my little support road underneath here. This is kind of like also the making of a like collector and an express system. And I really do hope by the end of it, this should make sense. And if it doesn't, you guys stop me at any point and ask me questions. And this is kind of like the fun difference between, say, like me and like CPP or like, you know, Simcopter. People that they went to school for this, whereas me, I'm like a cowboy that learns as we go, right? So it's kind of cool when you see the difference between the two. All right, so our goal is to have a road come this way. And then this one merges into here. And then that one goes down a bit. And then go figure onto the highway.
Prepare for sensory overload.
I love how I'm like, oh, no thanks for the ads, eh? Oh, that's ads on. Oh, for God's sakes. Forget it.
We're live.
for our feature.
My brother. I thought I clicked ads off. And I was like, why are we still getting so many ads? Oh, my God. Oh, Billy Bishop. I would love that. A downtown airport. I would love that. Yep. Like a little cutesy functional one downtown, and then massive one on the outskirts. That'd be so cool. The Surviving Mars soundtrack, I've literally made that meme as well that I missed that. I want some legacy radio stations, right? That's the Anarchy mod. Really, really recommend it. I wish Anarchy mod was vanilla, but you can effectively force the road to be like key-walled. You can make it bridge. Whatever kind of works. Half of it, you know, trenched or whatever. It's very, very handy. How that's not vanilla, I don't understand. Or even just a very simple version of just like, you know, move it, anarchy, traffic, right? Like, give me some more options here. I find that to be a little bit cleaner, though, which is our goal right now when it comes to the terrain. Terrain manipulation is still a little bit goofy in this, but... Horse Economy 3. Now, why weren't the original Cities 1, you know, commercials and memes, why aren't those signature buildings from, yeah, in this game now, eh? Okay, so this is going to come out this way, and it's going to scoop on down, and this go figure going to meet up with that. That's nifty, right? So what we've effectively done here, we're not obviously done yet. So in case you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Bro, what do you mean? There's like 17 things missing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So there's no turning left. You can only turn right. But now, if you're going up this way and you want to turn left to go on the highway, you do it by going to the right. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. And all we need is the network connections mod to help us a little bit with that slope and that kind of stuff. Move It mod might help a smidgen with this, but... Also, 3-speed while we monologue here. We have made a buttload of money. I'm very confident we'll be able to get our garbage and power going now. So that's clean. That's nice. I like that, eh? And then this could be, if you really wanted to make it, like, super crazy, that could be the two right here. And then that goes to a traffic light. I hate taking cloverleaf curves on a bike. They always get too technical with the... Oh, man. You haven't taken the right ones at Not-A-Bot. Like, we have a few out here that just, like, are so satisfying, either by car or, like, scooter. Like, the design, flow, angle, and everything, it's so clean. I do know what you mean, though, when you have to kind of, like, course adjust or, like, halfway through, like, it just feels like it's off. Pull that slightly over. Yeah, a well-engineered, clean curve where you just have to, like, gently lean into it, and you just, oh. It feels fantastic when that is done correctly, eh? And so ways we can make this more efficient, right? Is this could be a 3+2. This is where things get kind of kooky, right? So we have a 3+2 right here. And you're thinking to yourself, what are you? Don't worry about it. Just, you know, just watch. You'll see. They should do unique buildings and monuments tab. They should. And I feel like legacy commercials from Cities 1, like a Horse Economy 3 video game development studio would be hilarious, right? Or like Parnu, you know? Like all those places should be in the game. They have yakisoba memes again too, which is kind of fun. Okay, this is getting so out of control, and I love it. That side might need to be redone. It's not a very clean angle, but I do hope this does kind of make a bit more sense as we piece it together, though, right? So no need for a traffic light here. There's no need for our crossing there either. We could even add, if we wanted to, the asymmetrical. This could even be a 6-lane. There's just so many options. Like, do you want this to be chonk? You want this to be kind of like, you know, small town feeling? A lot of options here, right? And then whether you use mods or not, I just feel like with City Skylines 2, it's a lot of like, you know, you got to go back, you got to adjust, you got to fix, you got to do a lot. It's not a one and done when it comes to your infrastructure. So that's not a left. That's a little bit cleaner, so its lane goes in. Unfortunately, with the way the game is set up, I can't make this into a proper yield, nor can I tell them to, like, please, God, don't go into the left or extra lane there, eh? But this game needs monorail, cable cars, and chairlifts. Yeah, all of the stuff that was in Cities 1 could so easily, you know what I mean? Like, God, there were so many cool things. Where are they, bruvs? Where? So you guessed it, that's your way off the highway. Kind of nifty, eh? This is where our friends like Steven here, who are like, how do you know about highways, bro? What is this witchcraft? I like highways. I like infrastructure. I like chit-chatting about it all, you know? Okay, so I need a third lane here. I don't need it to be astronomical, so I'm going to set my little marker points. We'll keep our snapping on, make that into a third lane. This is a fantastic feature for cities, eh? Little slip lanes, how they work. Especially when they're being respected correctly. So if they're a little bit too long, people do kind of funky turning. And then if they're a little bit too short, same idea, right? But we can basically do this. And then fingers crossed it works well. But that's kind of cool though, eh? Hold on, did your message get borked there, buds? Why a shared ramp? It doesn't have to be a shared. It's just, you know, you could if you want, right? These could be separated, but like, you know, maybe in real life, right? Instead of building two little bridges, it's safer to build one with like barriers or whatever, right? Ramp should be left-hand turn. Oh, you mean right there? Yeah, don't judge the process, you judge the results. That's one side though, eh? That's cool. So you get off the highway, you can turn left at the light, get off the highway, go right with your slip lane. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Vernacular Incline was a modded transport. Yeah, I don't think that was in Cities 1, but they still had, like, you know, regular cable cars and stuff that you could pop over top, eh? And then monorails. Monorails are kind of controversial because they're very, very, very expensive and just kind of novelty. But we would put them in Cities 1 and find a way to make them functional. We would have this kind of, like, hybrid where we'd go from, like, you know, the downtown to, like, a university or a high-tech campus, and then to, like, the waterfront, maybe to the airport. Like we were hosting some expo event or something, right? I enjoyed that. Another tornado? Oh my goodness. Hello?
Citizens should seek immediate cover.
Okay. Another tornado. I would have to raise the ground where the ramps connect to the slip lane. Gap feels weird to me. Oh, we could still do that, eh? This is still pretty early. We could terraform. We could terrain raise. This is just kind of like so that the road itself doesn't look too horky borky. Even here, you can kind of see like that's a little bit like, oh brother. You just can't be in a rush, and what you think might only take 2 different steps might be like 5 steps. You know. That's. Oh, for heaven's sake. I'm going to raise that so that that ramp is a little bit cleaner coming out. Diagnosing your terrain problems in cities is like, huh, and then what have you just done right there? I don't know. Dangerous interchange, too many ways where people could get the wrong lane. Oh, no. This will be well signed. This is also, I think, like the most common intersection or interchange in North America. And I'm pretty sure it's a Canadian invention. But I'll go over all of it in just one hot second here if you don't believe me. But I promise you this is the one. Monorails at Disney World And at Pearson, correct, yeah. So I'm saying it is a bit novelty in that sense. You see them at theme parks, right, or zoos or whatever, but there are some cities that do have functional monorails for people transit. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I feel like this is the intersection I build the most. This is the intersection I drive on the most IRL. It's the intersection I'm like most comfortable with, but it's just a take on a cloverleaf. So it's a partial cloverleaf, and you just have like faster ons and offs. Steve, we will see you soon. I know, I don't mean to spend so much time. I'm just suddenly becoming aware of the fact that we have 25 minutes to build our garbage, but if there's no interchange to service it, like, how do people get in and out of here, right? So, and then that can merge with that. We could add a third lane here too for extra safety if we wanted.
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing
And I wish we could copy pasta.
There's no sinking
That'd be
this
so
boat,
cool.
brother.
So I do struggle from making things very symmetrical, so I'll do my best here, but don't judge too hard. We're going for function first, and if it's functional, we can then start making it beautiful. And I feel like you need like a pen and paper to like write down, like, you know, how wide and how many units you went. Otherwise, I'm just kind of using, like, when I see the 90, that to line me up. And then because the roads can kind of overlap, that's not terrible. So I'm going to get rid of that right there. This is what I mean about taking like 17 steps to kind of build what you want. And so these two will talk to each other a little more cleanly. And I'm going for just like, yeah, you know, she's about the same. When things are perfectly symmetrical, they look beautiful if you're Yumble. But if you make it and it's like 96% symmetrical, all your brain sees are the issues, you know? And you're like, oh, for God's sakes, but that looks clean enough, you know what I mean? That looks clean enough. Let's keep pushing forward. And then if we wanted to, those could be separated, right? If like the curve of the road was like a little bit different, that could be how that one went through, right? Doesn't have to be the triple decker. Where is our kitty tax today? I realized the second I went live that I actually haven't posted anything yet, but I've got some cutesies. I worked on thumbnails this morning. So our thumbnail is still horribly placeholder right now, but it's like a step in the right direction, you know? Another thing we could have done, right, is a 2-lane exit and then 1 lane that way. One store in the workshop for City Skylines I want to see in this game's workshop. Freshco, no frills. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of that stuff was around for Cities 1. JSF was a creator that made a lot of like condos and cool stuff and the transit vehicles for Sharana. So let's kind of see if a lot of those people like, you know, carry over. Otherwise, like, you know, just based on the numbers, right? Like, a lot of people live in big major cities, and not everyone is a, you know, content creator, but I feel like the math would support that, like, the bigger the city, more likely you'll find some. And I don't even live in Sharana anymore, and I'm still kooky, and I love that city, so someone out there somewhere is probably working on something. And the game itself just needed more time and content to get to a point where it could start, like, supporting all this extra content. I think we're there now. And then, if you're, you know, a baller out there, you can commission people to make these things for you. But how crazy would that be, eh? Some, like, Toronto or, like, you know, Canadiana pack, right? Yeah, it could happen. They've got the Japan and UK, right? Ferries. Ferries are cute. Ferries are cute, like ports. The whole, like, the Bridges and Ports DLC is good. It's just a little bit overpriced, in my opinion. This game is going to unfortunately end up being like hundreds and hundreds of dollars by the time it's done for all the DLC. And it feels like a little bit more stuff might be like being intentionally omitted to help kind of like pump out some more DLCs, but that's kind of where like the workshop would then start kind of taking over and shining, right? I know, TTC assets. Oh, that was just very fun and dorky. And like the organic evolution that was our playthrough for Cities 1, very fun. The amount that we've learned along the way, too. Just all of it's incredible. The friends we've met, everything, eh? Great game. Great community. Great conversation. Where you live in the world is a major factor in how you play and build. And then when you connect with people that live elsewhere, that, like, culmination of thoughts, like, that's cool, dude. Not a lot of games do that. That's a bangerang, dude. That's not even finished yet, and it looks good. Yeah, thanks. And in classic Cities fashion, like, the interchange is the size of the tile, so I have to buy another tile. And look at how much money! Bros. Oh, guys, gals, other pals, we are rich. We are rich. Alright, extend that a little bit. We're only rich for like a hot minute here, though. Alright, let's buy some tiles. Let's not break too many rules. I do have anarchy going, and we can definitely, like, you know, break some rules, but... That's... Oh my gosh, can you imagine bringing that arterial road down to mingle with that one? That feels like the plan. But that's so expensive, dude, so we're not doing that. We're actually going to buy these two, because that's much more reasonable. And then I'm just going to maybe attach that and pretend that we're not really breaking out. Everyone say lovely things to Vincent. Local celebrity. Peasy straw man extraordinaire. And then we've done it just a little bit different on this side in terms of the lanes, but all things we can improve and upgrade on later. But just be advised that time is running out right now, my friend. Okay, so terraform that later, but that's basically what we're going for. Dude, that is cool. Yeah, that is cool. Okay, so strong grid, nothing wrong with that. Let's scale back our total number of roads here. Industry, for the sake of traffic, likes to have a median. Because so many buildings will have queues for hours for people trying to, like, cross traffic to get into them in the industrial zones. I don't know what the heck is up with that, eh? TNT Supermarket? Bro, I literally shop at TNT. That's so funny, eh? And then a bit more arterial road vibing down here. I'm going to try to do one without a median. And I'm a walking hypocrite, given what I just said, but... And then actually, yo. What if we did a, yeah, eh? Helps slightly. That's, you know what, I like the idea of it, but a 3-lane roundabout with truck traffic is like, oh my heaven, dude. That would make more sense, almost. 2-lane roundabout here. Yeah, I like TNT. A lot of cool options there.
This is Synth and Steel Radio with me, James Fleming. Trivia. In one of those desks we're using here at the station, we found a note the other day.
Okay.
For our features, industry in the region.
Warm temperatures across the region today.
I'm gonna look into getting Surviving Mars soundtrack. Okay, so industry and port. That's kind of the vibe for over here. So wider roads a little bit more frequently, but I don't really need like this super gridded mess again, but I think that road can maybe follow down here and then can do like a nice gentle curve. And then our main goal right now is just to get garbage and then eventually power. But as you can see, though, the region's just not doing enough for us anymore. All right, so... oh, did you unlock? I didn't even notice. We did! Oh, that's where all the money came from. No wonder you're so rich. I unlocked another milestone. Oh, yes. Underground parking. That's good. I don't think we need it just yet. What I'm looking for right now is crematorium. Sure. And then we have to get our... we got college. Good, good. Already got that one. University is a good one, too. Big downtown campus. We like that. And then it was incinerator. Sure. Recycling. Absolutely. That's cool, but out of our scope. And then metro. Very nice. Waterways. Also very nice. But I think we need... yes. Tourist attractions. That's a fun one to spend on. Maybe a Salt Lake City style grid for industrial area. Grid is just so easy. You know what I mean? Like, all roads lead to home in a grid city. It's just, if you want to go west, you know, you go, you know, north one block and then turn left kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like, it's very easy to get around. What I want to try, though, for fun is having different grids that merge up in one super city. So maybe these were like 2 or 3 little small pocket towns at one point, back in the stagecoach era before all the trains and everything came through. Then we amalgamated to be like one super city. And I want this to feel like the downtown. I want this to kind of feel like maybe the older suburb slash, like, you know, the cutesy little small town that supported it. And then this is where the, you know, logically our industry would go in real life. You know, like land value would be too expensive downtown. Views and vibes are beautiful here. Just gets very expensive. And then if the wind is going from west to east, just like in real life, you push the industry out this way. And so pollution does suck. Obviously, we don't want it. But if we have pollution going out to sea, well, I mean, you know, it's out of sight, out of mind, right? Or, oh, God. Well, we can try for some green energy. But I think you know what I'm trying to say here. Logically, the port would show up over here. This is industry. This is shipping. This is big boats. This is for trains. And I don't even want to know what is going on here, but what are you doing to me right now? Oh, my heaven. Okay, I am dangerously running low on time. Thanks for hanging out and sitting through this, guys? It is a pleasure to spend some time with you all. And these leave me wanting more, so I hope you have that same feeling when we play our games together. The desire to stream for longer than 2 hours is very real, but I'm going to try to stick to the 2 hours just while we're getting back into making content. I'm going to fix this just for a little bit of mental peace of mind here. And I feel like that's it. That's the goal, right? If what we're doing leaves you wanting more, it leaves me wanting more, well, then you know what? You come back and we'll do some more another day. Okay, that's cleaner. That's a little bit more flow for the traffic to get through. That interchange, the days are numbered here. We could build, which are so cool, a diverging diamond, but the highway-to-highway version of it. It'd be called a double crossover merging interchange, and it's basically a diverging diamond that doesn't have the traffic lights. So the traffic will flow over each other, like, oh my hecking, what? Looks like a big DNA helix. When it's built, you'll know what I'm talking about. What on earth are you on? This game features car accidents. Oh, you don't say, eh? Huh. Huh. Well, then explain how, like, what, you know, like, what are you doing out here then, eh? Oh, you know. Mobilla, welcome in. Hello. Ninja Pumpkin. Hello, my friend. Ninja Pumpkin, mark your calendar. I'm going to try to do some eco in, like, sometime, like July, August, maybe? All right, we got garbage. Let's go ahead and get that. Incineration plants, 1 million. You had 1 million. What happened to it? Oh, I bought another tile. That's right. That's right, you did. Physics in the car accidents are hilarious. It is very much like Tokyo Drift gone wrong, dude. I think I have a clip somewhere where one time I, like, was following a car for, like, cutesy drive-along vibes, and it, like, Tokyo drifted into U-turn and crashed. And I was like, what am I witnessing, dude? Let's take out 100K here. The upkeep of that building is going to be a dangerous one to battle, but let's see if we can maybe stomach this. And these guys will use the... Actually, I wonder if we want to maybe have that on its own little one-way. Oopsies. Don't forget to like the stream. Yes, thank you. Actually, it's very helpful. If you dislike the stream, you can still dislike it. Kind of helpful, too. That, you know, bad publicity is still good publicity when it comes to YouTube, right? But I'm always shooketh when someone, like, comes to the stream and they're like, oh, no. Or it goes to the video after and is like, no, you whatever, you did something that offended me. I gotta really, I dislike this dude. Eternal, I hope you're well, my friend. This is more or less kind of the tail end. Just a few more minutes here, but this live stream will be a forever video. On Twitch, the VODs, video on demand, after the stream is done, those disappear. Twitch doesn't have the same kind of like bandwidth upload capability that YouTube has. Oh, we need our own little, yes, water and all that stuff over here, of course. Oh, heaven to Betsy, dude. I'm so tempted to just draw a road, but that's so cheating. We would need our own infrastructure over here. What's more expensive, though, eh? What if you just like everything? Some people do. I'm kind of perplexed by it, but some people just want to see the world burn, you know? I am hoping that you guys are enjoying the stream. Otherwise, why the heck are you here, you know? But we are not immune from dislikes. Our first stream back has 2 dislikes. Mildly offended, but I understand. Can't please them all, right? Yeah, I think buying another, because I would have to buy the tiles. I do realize that we can like use anarchy and cheat, but then that's kind of cheating. We're trying to make this game feel like it's still approachable, and like how does the game feel in 2000, blah, blah, blah. Well, then how do you get... Oh, golly. Yeah, how do you get the power there? Oh, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Oh, my God. Oh, my... This is a disaster. I'll be hyping the VOD. I appreciate that. Any questions I ask periodically through the VOD, too, feel free to answer. I'm trying to get back and answer the questions, too. Y'all, I didn't really think this well enough through. How much would it be to buy the tiles to get us there? 697,000. Oh, my goodness. Out of sheer curiosity, is this... Okay, so 1 million in loans. That's the damage right there. We're still going to be profitable. This is just a crazy investment, but in the interest of time, in the interest of progress, in the interest of monologues, we will do it. I'm going to buy these. This is astronomical, but the problem that I literally forgot about, because I always play with anarchy and stuff, is we just need this to connect. Otherwise, this is just doing nothing. And I am unfortunately a forgetful boy, as it were. So, but here is officially how, oopsies, our downtown is going to start forming. This will be one of the main arterial roads that we'll be building off of. May, hello there. Very crude, but very efficient and simple. And then sneakiness. All right, let's say, for example, it's an emergency. You're so broke, but you do have access to these. Can't buy the new tiles. You can spread power via the entire highway system, but the only way to do that would be you have to add the lighting. So lighting can be added, which also looks very, very nice in just like the grand scheme of it, right? Building the whole city today. This is literally the tail end. We're doing this 2 hours at a time, Tuesdays and Fridays. And we're basically at our 2-hour mark for now. I want more. Hope you guys do too, but we have a long day ahead of us. Still some more things to do. But check that out, eh? Oh, and of course you missed right at the last bit. So technically, That's cool, right? Connected. That's cool. That wants to go to the region so we can sell excess power. That will be also a fantastic thing for us to get going.
Probably not. So
And on to our
For our feature story, we're
Come on, dude.
like a
There we go. That's so cute. Go, my garbage trucks. They're working. Excellent. Look, they're doing it. The system is working. And then power, water. Excellent. And then that is, yeah. That's getting close there, buds. We'll need some more water soon. But the main thing is garbage will get tackled. That'll help with our fire protection and that kind of stuff too. And then the last thing I want to buy is that high school. That was 300,000, and we somehow have just enough for that. And so that's cool. And then that one was going to go maybe in one of these Washington, Porter, Washington. Oh my. That's got some good sports ball, good fieldage. Any of those trees poking through incorrectly? No, we're good. And then do you have an attachment? Do you have an extension wing? Okay. And then we could do a little, maybe just a walking path. Yeah, we'll do a walking path. And I think some more park stuff there, eh? It's just handy having the anarchy, doing a little bit of the overlaps like that. Not that it's not impossible to do without anarchy, but so much better. Oh my god. The amount of car crashes that we're having. All right, so we've doubled up on our fire. We've doubled up on our police. We do need a crematorium. That was one of the other things we just unlocked as well. That's slightly out of the budget, but not impossible for us to save up for. I might even do one of the Nederlande ones. Oh, French crematorium, 120,000. Art Deco vibe. An Art Deco DLC pack would be phenomenal. Eternal, thank you for the hustle as well. We do stream on Twitch. If this is like not, you know, enough excitement. Oh, it's so chill, which is good. I like chill. I like making different types of content too. But on Twitch, if you've been there for like even 5 minutes, you're just like, bro, what on earth happens here? And that's not really for everyone, you know, but I think that those that do like it in a way that I can't even understand myself, you know? Will the downtown connect to this new area where the garbage is? Eventually, yeah. We're going to have one supersized connected city. And so this is like the old outskirts of the city, a little bit of suburbs. Maybe it was its own little like cutesy, like, you know, farming town at one point. And then this is going to be like its own separate city, but this just happens to be where the downtown's going to go. And then that's going to be over here, the port area where industry just gets moved out of as land value and stuff goes up. And then because of the direction of the wind, we just got to get it out of the residential areas. So our starting industry is serving its purpose, but its days are numbered. Art Deco in Cities 1 was a beautiful little creator pack. And a lot of people made some really great content for the workshop for that too. All right, 120,000. I don't want to take out another loan. We definitely want to keep the loans at a minimum because we're going to be fighting tile upkeep. And then at some point, you can just cross over, and that's very dangerous, right? You have debt that can't service itself, you know, or whatever I'm trying to say. A city that can't service its debt. We'd be on like a one-way ticket to the disaster. Growhit, welcome in. We're going to be doing a stream on Twitch later, but Tuesdays and Fridays, we're going to be doing 2-hour streams in the morning, 10 a.m. Pacific. So come join us. And I'm tempted to maybe do a third day so we can try a game that's not Skylines. But Skylines is our bread and butter. And these kind of projects take lots of time. Can't build Rome in a day. I think they're still building Rome, actually, to this day. I'm pretty sure they laid a new shovel in the ground, probably this morning even. They're building some metro somewhere too, right? Yeah, Rome's still being built, so this'll take time. And there's a lot to do. And if we kind of overload ourselves, we'll get a little bit off the plot. And it's hard for people to kind of catch up who don't know that we're streaming and all that jazz, you know? But our goal is just different content, different places for different folks who are enjoying what they enjoy. So we'll see you where we see you, and we hope to see you often. Okay. 120,000. Perfect. That's very close to water. I don't know if these two things want to be friends in real life. Maybe this is going to go down, actually, where the industrial corridor is. Yeah, let's just pop that down right off this road here. Access to the highway. That's not too bad. A little bit of older building kind of style as well. See, it looks good. Thank you. May, I'm really happy with it so far. I was saying frequently that on the first stream, the highway didn't make sense. I didn't like it. But now it does. And that is really cool. And then we've built ourselves a very convincing, beautiful second interchange, which you'll love to see. Oh, this needs a little bit of work. And I wouldn't really call this like pure tutorial, but always a tutorial kind of like approach to our builds here. So we'll teach, we'll learn, we'll try some stuff out. And so the more we can kind of do for this, like different infrastructure projects, different ideas, different culminating factors and thoughts, like all that's kind of nifty, and I like that. So onwards and upwards, eh? Dave, welcome in. Town to city. I got to do that on stream soon. Anno, I need to get a little bit better. And then we've got a couple new city building games that have been announced that could be extremely up our alley if we're not careful. And then let's break ground on some new industry over here. Look at that, eh? I think it's a great... Dom, what's up, dude? Dom, I got to respond to your comment. You touch... Like, yeah, I can't word correctly. You write nice things, and it's very good to see you, and I appreciate you, dude. Dom, this is basically the tail end. So I think we got maybe like one or two more thoughts and monologues in, but I believe we are kind of done for the day here, eh? And I'm going to get one more fire station over here, because so help me, that will absolutely catch up, right? The French firehouse, that's cute. That can go with our Art Deco vibe as well. Of the, Oh, you know what we should have done? Is this should be the French one. So it can match the style of that. And then we can put that one in the industry. I love it. How much to relocate you? 30,000, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Maybe just into the roundabout then. Don, appreciate the patience with that. It's not even that many comments. I just keep wanting to respond to them. I'm always doing something else, you know? I'm very good at that. I'll have like a to-do list that has like 4 or 5 items, and I'll do 25 other things before I even look at the 4 or 5 items that I want to do. Australian DLC. I like Aussie maps and then Aussie vibes. And then what's the God, is it Canterbury? What's that planned city that has beautiful grids and like extremely well laid out roads? It's an Aussie trying to think of what city that is. That one is such a beautiful. And Australia and Canada, very good friends. We like the vibes of each other. All right, let me get a few more taxpayers in here, but I want to buy one more fire station, and I think that will be it for the day. And then a bit more density in here is not the end of the world. We wanted to get maybe another. I was going for some more sports stuff in here, but if we can get one more apartment building in with it, that'd be kind of nifty. Okay, so parking lot, sure. And then maybe a UK building right there. And we can throw in a little bit of the low rent, because I think we're going to have always some demand for that. Oh, cool. I like signature buildings. We're going to be signature building, chasing a lot of stuff here. Excellent. And that's that demand getting met. And that can be some park assets in there. Yeah, an Aussie map, Aussie DLC, Canadian map, Canadian DLC. And if they don't do it, absolutely the people of the workshop will. My heaven. The amount of traffic that we are creating here with just this one bottleneck. Oh my god. I don't want to say it's a bad design. It's just not enough volume capacity for what we're trying to do with it. And so the Ring Road Highway can't come soon enough, but if we had the highway sneak along this corridor here, people wouldn't have to beeline the whole way down. It's not exactly convenient to get on and off the highway, given what we've set up here. Yeah, like the video. Like the video, drop a comment, like and subscribe. I like that. Okay, how much is your fire station? It is
Good trading, fellow listeners. This
just
is your host,
enough.
James Fleming, and you're listening to, that's right, Synth and Steel Radio.
Is it Canberra. National Capital City of Australia, which has a lot of roundabouts. Yeah, is that the one that's like the planned though? Like if you look at it, it's so well organized, the grid. Everything's like symmetrical and lovely. Not a lot of cities pull that off. Like, you know, it ends up being like very like scary North Korean style, right?
Pretty amazing, right, Jim?
I like it. I like this a lot, eh? All right, well, let me monologue over music and not over chit-chatters. But I believe that's it there, buds. Mission accomplished. Good-looking start to our city. This is the 3rd stream. We are done until Tuesday. That feels almost too long from now. I'm feeling the call. Well, we know where we're going. We know what we're doing. It wasn't quite the way we wanted to do it, but we do have some like framework for the downtown. And I think there's strong lines that we can definitely work off of. We want to merge 2 grids, even potentially a 3rd grid. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, a whole other, you know, small pocket town farming stuff on this side as well. There's a lot to do, but today we are just out of time for it. So hopefully we'll see you guys again. Thanks for hanging out. And if you're watching the VOD, thanks for checking that out too. Big things to work on, though, is an improvement to traffic, and that can be tackled via some public transit. We're going to have to start paying off some debt. We need a lot more just, like, quality of life stuff, because unfortunately our happiness is going a little bit down. And that's going to be things like, yeah, noise. We haven't done mail. We haven't done any telecommunications. Oh, my heaven to Betsy. You guys are wonderful. We'll see you again. There's so much to do, and I like that. So thanks for spending your time with us. We'll see you later. Love, peace, and hair grease. Stay hydrated. This is Canada checking out. Thanks for keeping us company today.